Welcome, everyone. I'd like to go ahead and call this regular meeting of Tuesday, October 16th of the new and improved Stillwater Planning Commission to order. First item on the agenda is introduction of a couple of new planning commissioners that we have here. I'll start out with Mr. David Barth. And David, if you'd like to say a few words, you might do so.
Okay, I'm David Barth, and I'm an instructor with the Meridian Technology Center. I teach in the Pre-Engineering Academy, and we prepare high school students to study engineering in college. And anyway, I'm just excited to be here and to serve the community. And I did work at the city some time ago, so I have a lot of experience looking at issues like this, and so I'm excited to be involved with this again.
All right, great. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. Our other new member is Josh Marler. I'd like to say a few words, Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh Marler. I'm a managing director of Palmer Runner Funeral Homes here in Stillwater. Been a Stillwater resident for quite some time, and I'm pleased for the chance to serve the community in any way possible.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, guys, and welcome aboard. Appreciate your willingness to serve on this board. We have a pretty good time most of the time. So anyway, with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next item, land use items for discussion and possible action. Tonight we have one item. David Cockrell, Rick and Pat Kearns, Robert Moore, Chad Bullard, Ron Walker, Laurie and Jean Rhodes, Donald and Rita Phillips, and Roger and Martha McMillan, PZ.12.1687. It's a map amendment requesting review and approval to rezone properties addressed as 614, 616, 618, 620, and 624 South Orchard, and 609, 615, 617, 619, 621, and 623 South McDonald from RSS, which is Residential Single Family Small Lot, to O Office District. Mr. Coots?
Hello, Tom Coots, Planning Assistant, Development Services. As you stated, this is a request to rezone from the RSS to the O Office District. This is a map kind of outlining the properties in question and hatched. This is actually 11 platted lots owned by 8 different people. All 8 have signed on for this application. Right now, those lots are 12 dwellings on those 11 lots. Basically, the applicants here, they'll maybe talk a little bit about what they're proposing, but the application is to rezone this area from the residential to the office district. As you can see, office is located all along 6th Avenue in that area, and that block to the east is also zoned office, but to the south and west, it is zoned residential right now. This is an air photo of the property. You can see the houses currently on the property, and you can also see a lot of the office uses along 6th Avenue. So I find that this proposed office zoning district is consistent with the future land use of thoroughfare commercial in the land use plan. The land use plan doesn't exactly designate office as a use on the plan, but it does state that office uses should be appropriate in the commercial zoning districts, and especially as buffers between residential and more intense uses. The office uses are located adjacent to the property all along 6th Avenue. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Tom at this point? All right. Thank you, Tom. Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Is there anyone here in favor to come up and speak in favor of this map amendment?
Roger Ghost, 113 East 8th. Prepared, one applicant came to me and asked for this zoning application, and I did some looking at it, and that's why you have 8, is so we can just sort of go ahead and get the whole block done while we're at it. There's only one item out there getting ready to happen, but it would be extension of some office use, and that's why we requested the whole block, just get it done. Any questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coates. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this map amendment? please. Oh, okay.
One of the applicants had a concern. There was a letter sent out. I don't believe you all have seen it. It was the staff findings from their review, and it addressed that the existing residences would become legal, non-conforming uses. That was a red flag. And, I mean, that's correct. It's a legal, non-conforming. So it can always be a residence, my understanding, until they want to change it to an office. And I guess that probably means, you know, if it burns down or has a fire, you can reconstruct it at that existing use. The other thing that...
Is that a true statement? If it burns down, tornado takes it down, can they, under the city of Stillwater ordinances, rebuild it as a residential property?
Yes, I think there is a proviso in the code that if it's a certain percentage of it destroyed, then it can be, but well, I think it has to be more than 50%.
So if it completely burns down, if it's more than 50%, then they can't build it as a residential structure unless they go to the Board of Adjustment, is my understanding.
Yeah, it's significant damage that has
Yes,
to be done.
but I just want to make sure that everyone in the room knew that. It's non-conforming, you have more than 50% damage, then you don't have by right to build back the residential. You got to go to the Board of Adjustment.
Was there also a time frame on that, John? Was that a 12-month period where it's not occupied? That also kicks in? Okay.
Well, let's jump to the other one. The other one that was on here was that you'd have to expand the 10-foot utility easements to 20 feet, and that's a development requirement, and explain that to him. But the non-conforming use was the main question that Mr. Rhodes had.
So that'll be taken care of, I assume, Roger, when an application is made,
The easement? Yes. That's when we've always handled
the site plan.
as part of the development plan.
I've got a question then while John's looking that up. So would any one of these applicants have a problem if the home was completely destroyed and trying to build back a residence?
Patty, it looks like Patty's gotten some calls.
Patty Evans, Development Services. On the damage and destruction of any legal non-conforming structure, if it is damaged or destroyed by any means to the extent of more than 50% of its current assessed value, such structure shall not be restored unless it shall thereafter conform to all regulations in the district in which it is located. In other words, if it burns down, if you change this to zoning, the house burns down, then they will, if a single-family residential structure is allowed in office, then they can rebuild it.
Is there
But
any
if
part
not-
of the applicant would have a problem though if they couldn't build back a single-family
They may not be
residence?
able to build a residential structure back in that.
I know, but I'm assuming the request is coming because eventually it will go office. There's a lot of office over there in that location. So
Yes.
it seems to me like the request is putting the land use request to the best possible usage of that land. So therefore, I'm asking, is there any primary residence over there that one of these applicants in this block, if zoned to office, would have a problem that they couldn't build back the house? If they can't put back,
Yeah, why don't you come on up?
I'm sorry, Dustin.
That's okay, Becky. If you would, please state your name and address for the record. Please come up and speak in the microphone there.
Microphone here.
I'm Lowry Rhodes. I live at 121 North Donaldson. This is a rent house, 619 South McDonald. And I talked to Roger about this, and he explained to me just what he told you folks. I understand the non-conforming part, but in paragraph 2 on this letter got from Stillwater, from Coots, is Mr. Coots here?
Yes,
Yes,
he's
it
right back
is,
here. He gave the
Oh, hi. Any necessary relocation of existing utilities will be at the cost of the owner-developer. If my property, 619, is office or commercial now, and would I be involved in any money as far as the movement of these utilities?
And actually, Patty, I may ask you to expand upon that. From what I understand, there would be no utilities moved if it's not part of a development plan brought in. In other words, if something's developed next to you, obviously your property wouldn't be involved in that development of the commercial.
Well, I didn't think it would, but I think that's, so the answer to that is no, I wouldn't be, it sounds like to me.
That is true, yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Also, Dusty, you asked about the time limit.
Yes,
If a legal nonconforming use ceases to be used, in this case, single-family residential, for 12 months, then you cannot go back, excuse me, and use it as a residential. So you do have a time limit there also, if that's what you were asking.
yes, it was. I thought that was another part of that ordinance or code.
Right.
But as Mike mentioned, the appeal to that would be Board of Adjustment on either one of those. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions about
I have nothing
legal
to add.
nonconforming?
No, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this map amendment? Anyone else in favor? Okay, seeing none, is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this map amendment? Anyone in opposition? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and ask for staff's alternatives, please.
All right. I just wanted to also clarify that that letter that was being talked about, about the number one, the nonconforming, was sent to every one of the applicants, so they did receive the letter, and I assume if they had a issue with that, they'd let us know by now. And then number two, the comments about the relocation of utilities, mostly that was because we're rezoning this large area. We don't know what the plans are for redevelopment of this area. If a developer came in and developed a large office development and needed to relocate any utilities, it's stating you've got to, that's on you. Yeah, if you don't need to relocate any utilities, then there isn't anything to worry about there.
Sure.
Okay. Alternatives. We can accept staff findings and recommend that the City Council approve the proposed map amendment as presented. We can find that additional information and/or discussion is needed prior to making a decision, recommendation. So either continue the consideration to a certain date or table the consideration until the additional information is available. Or we can find that the map amendment is not an appropriate use for the property based upon the impacts to the surrounding vicinity and recommend that the City Council deny the map amendment.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions for Tom at this point? Okay, thank you, Tom. Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and open up discussion. Is there any discussion?
That's
Commissioner?
got to go by the property and look like a great use for the property, the area, and I didn't see anything negative about it.
Is that a motion?
I would like, if there's no other, I don't want to do a motion for any other discussion.
Any other? I just might reiterate that as well. I drove around the property several times, and I do think it's a good fit. Sounds like it's in our comprehensive plan as well for this type of use. So,
I would move that we accept staff findings and recommend the City Council approve the proposed map amendment as presented.
okay, we have a motion. Do we have
Second.
a second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. We're having a few gremlins in our voting system tonight, so Miss Cindy will call roll for this item.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. McCune?
Yes.
Ms. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Merrifield?
Yes.
Mr. Barth?
Yes.
Mr. Marlar?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
All right, thank you. Looks like next item, basically just that the next Planning Commission meeting is scheduled for November 6, 2012. With that, Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. McCune?
Yes.
Ms. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Merrifield?
Yes.
Mr. Barth?
Yes.
Mr. Marlar?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
That's always unanimous.